What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 70 of my Total Warhammer 3 Vlad and Isabella Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, the well against Reichland is well and truly begun as Vlad has attacked Helmgart and taken the fortress for us. Now that does mean that we will probably be leaving this fortress completely unleveled, maybe at level 2, or level tier 3 rather, but otherwise we don't really care about it. The simple reason for that is it's essentially sandwiched between allies here and our own territory. Well, soon to be our own territory, especially now that Altdorf and everything around it will be ours. Now, Boris is still here, and we do still have to deal with him, though I suppose we have left Ubersreich open, and he could in theory attack it, but then he would suicide and promptly get destroyed by Vlad. So that'll be interesting to see whether that'll happen, and how suicidally the AI behaves. Now, in addition to that, I may have made a small error last episode by putting Rudy into Castle Baston and taking it from Reichland, even as 4 full armies belonging to the Barrow Legion are in range of attacking us here. This may mean we have to hold the castle against a bunch of armies with no garrison other than the main army here. Can we hold? I expect that we can, but I do expect it to be hard fought. So if that does indeed happen, should be pretty darn interesting. Yeah, I do like the ghostly units for holding walls, though with the 6 breaches there probably wouldn't be much wall holding to speak of either. Now, lastly, there is this problem. We prepared for Count Noctilus last time by raising a bunch of units for Maldwin, and apparently I overdid it. As in, Noctilus thought that he couldn't win here at Nuha, and has moved away instead to Magritta. Now, can he take Magritta? Probably not, but I still don't like him being out here, which makes me kind of think that maybe we just straight up attack this army. Granted, we don't know what's here, but it's probably a risk we're willing to take, especially considering we don't actually care what happens to this army because it'll be deleted afterwards. So even if everyone dies, Maldwin is immortal, and it'll damage the army enough so that Noctilus will be non-viable. Let's, though, give Maldwin some temporary items, shall we? What do we have here? Oh, we can give him a Lichbone Pennant, but I'm not losing a Lichbone Pennant. Too valuable. Let's give him a Banner of Swiftness temporarily for himself. Carrion, Crone, Corpse Thief. Anything useful here in the ancillaries? I'm not sure that there is. Wait. Magic item drop chance +4? Why not? Why not? And don't we have a magic item Steely's ability? Or ability. Ancillary, that's the word I'm looking for. They both start with A's, close enough. And, it's this, but we don't really have enough Corpse Thieves. I don't understand why this is. It's all you need to do to get a Corpse Thief is won a battle. I'd like to think we've won a few battles over this campaign. How do we only have 4 Corpse Thieves this late? Kind of ridiculous game. But oh well. Now, you could actually get magical attacks, and the reason I want you to get magical attacks is because, let me see, sort of strife, get an armor of fortune, because the enemy once again has some sirens, and then you'll need to help out. You get the Dawnstone, and you get the Ruby Ring of Ruin. Maybe this will be one of those situations where this would actually come in handy. I mean, we don't have any potions, do we? Oh, Potion of Toughness? Nah, I know, I'll take the Potion of Toughness. Heal up a little bit. And, we do have a Scroll of Blast, which can be useful. You know what, let's get the Scroll of Blast if we get a good shot through those sirens. Yes, I'm very concerned about the sirens, mostly because, well, this particular army has absolutely no way to hurt them other than the Cairn Wraiths, and they can hurt the Cairn Wraiths pretty badly as well, so, yeah. Alrighty, let's give Noctilus a try. Let's see what's in his army. If this is 5 Necrofex Colossuses, we're gonna have to die. / back off. Alright, close defeat. He's got 4 mortars, there's a bloated corpse there, we got 3 deck gunners, which are concerning, and the handguns. Yeah, this is fairly dangerous to Maldwin himself. And damn, he does have Depth Guard in here, 3 of them in fact. Okay, well, we don't really have enough of an infantry line to deal with that. Fortunately, he doesn't have much magic himself, but he does have the Zafbark 42 Pounders to potentially kill off our Sylvanian crossbows. Alright, this should be interesting. We'll have to try to keep our crossbowmen hidden until the mortars are destroyed, and then move them in afterwards. And then try to keep them away from those Depth Guard. Alright, let's give this a try. Should be a fun battle, if nothing else. Alrighty, now I'm thinking this should be a pretty damn interesting battle, in part because the enemy's army is just plain better. Our entire army is basically made up of only tier 1 troops. It's all tier 1 trash, whereas the entire enemy army is made up of both tier 2 and tier 3. The depth guard are tier 3, surprisingly the deck gunners are tier 2, even though they do quite a lot of damage. The rotting Prometheans are tier 3. I guess the mortars are, no, even the mortars are tier 2. I was thinking they might have been tier 1, but yeah, alright. Certainly a disparity in terms of tier. Now, because of that, as you guys probably have seen from various battles already, that does mean we need to work a little bit more on the actual battle setup here. So, while the enemy has deployed in the center, we have Vanguard deployed our zombies, mostly to try to engage with the enemy and try to force them to fire upon our zombies rather than anything else. Our 2 units of skeleton warriors and spears are also advancing behind the zombies, but mostly to try to distract the enemy as long as possible. That said, none of this is going to hold very long at all, and, well, frankly, we don't have much of a melee line to speak of, which is even weirder for a Vampire Count's army. Now, Maldwin is on the ground rather than in the air. We're having him advance under the trees because the deck gunners are quite, I don't know, they can certainly damage him pretty heavily. We've seen the Rattling guns nearly kill various of our lords previously, so I'd rather advance him on the ground through the trees where he's a little bit, once again, less vulnerable. Plus, potentially could use him to attack this bloated corpse. In addition to that, we have our Fellbats and our Dire Doggos deployed in various directions. 1 unit of Fellbats here, and then from 4 directions, they are all going to move into the center and try to silence the mortars. This because we are being careful to hide all of our Sylvanian crossbows in the woods here where they can't be seen. They are hidden until all the mortars are dead. That's the plan anyway. Let's see if it works out. Alrighty, here comes Maldwin. He's going to get in the way of the bloated corpse, who will explode, and Maldwin, in the meantime, will raise a unit of dead zombies. Well, dead zombies. We'll raise a unit of zombies on top of the first unit of deck gunners, and then move in to try to silence the second. There we go, 2 deck gunners immediately off the field. Well, not off the field, but at least not using any... doing any damage, though the zombie-powered gunnery mob with handguns here is firing at Maldwin, and there's another deck gunner and another handgun unit, all of which are also focusing him, and he's already in somewhat bad shape. He has that shield breaker on him as well. His armor is significantly lowered because of taunt, and Noctilus is also firing at him with his 737 missile strength shots. It's quite a bit of damage. We're gonna have to be careful with him. On the bright side, though, our Dire Doggos have hit the first enemy unit of mortars, which is already crumbling, and our Fellbats are not doing quite as well because they don't kill as fast, but they're there. Should have forced them to hover overhead and drop immediately on the mortars just to speed that up a little bit, but there was a lot of units to control at the same time. One of our other units of Fellbats died, but it did get hit by both gunners as well as mortars as it moved together with Maldwin. That was this unit of bats, and we do have more units of bats coming in to help out. Our Sylvanian crossbows are now leaving the trees, as we can see, to deploy here and start ripping the enemy, well, not just the range units, but ripping the enemy units apart in the hopes of killing them, though we will be tying up the rest of the mortars, and hopefully they don't kill all of our range units. Gone a little bit fast on the Sylvanian crossbows, but I think we really need them to fire because our melee line is already collapsing. In addition to that, the Konigstein Stalkers are going to try to hold these zombies here and prevent them from attacking our Sylvanian crossbows, while our single unit of Cairn Wraiths with their magical damage are going to move in and try to attack the Sirens here because nobody else is going to hurt them. And back to the battle here. There we go. We've also used this transformation of Kadon to summon a Vargulf, and the purpose of that was to distract Noctilus. The Vargulf doesn't do a lot of damage, as in it's okay, but it's more of a tanky unit than an infantry blender, really, at least over a short period of time, and obviously the summon makes it a short period of time. So it's better off just distracting Noctilus and preventing him from doing more damage. Fortunately, the first of the units of deck gunners has fallen. The second one is about to fall as well. 2 out of 4 rather mortars are done, and the third one is crumbling. We're going to try to get our dire doggos the heck out of there so that they possibly survive in case we need to use them to rear charge something, and then the other mortars will hopefully get killed by the fellbats if we can manage it. Our archers are also all on the field now and are all now focusing down those zombie pirate deckhand mobs, and our Cairn Wraiths have hit the enemy sirens in the back and are trying to surround them and dish out a little bit of damage. Actually would be curious to see what a one-on-one between these two units would look like. The sirens do have the charm debuff, and that drops our Cairn Wraiths, unbuffed mind you, and down to only 24 melee attack, which is pretty darn low. Fortunately, we've been managing to distract the enemy depth guard fairly well with all of our zombies and skeletons, but they will be dead fairly soon. Bounce of Power still in the enemy. In the enemy's hands, rather. We're going to get our Dragon Breath out, and just before doing so, as we can see, we've moved the Cairn Wraiths away so that they didn't get hit by the Dragon Breath. And then Maldwin's going to get back into the battle, continuing to summon zombies and distracting the enemies. There we go. Another set on top of Noctilus himself here, mostly so that he doesn't fire as soon as the Vargulf is done. Looks like these bats are crumbling as well, but our Sylvanian crossbows are doing a decent amount of damage here, and lots of the enemy zombies have fallen as well, though we will need to somehow stop them from moving forward. We've also moved the Konigstein Stalkers, which are a really cool looking unit. Once again, it's been a while since we've seen them, and they will continue debuffing the enemy with their poison, as well as holding the ground for as long as they can, because they're roughly equivalent to a Graveguard unit despite being skeleton warriors. Alrighty. And now our Lord has landed upon those sirens, using his magical attacks to help out the Cairn Wraiths, as they were just taking too long to die, and they are holding the ground, which obviously we don't like. The unit of zombie pirate gunnery mob is still firing at Maldwin, though they should be dead by virtue of crossbow fire shortly. Though a lot of the crossbows are currently trying to focus Noctilus, it doesn't look like he's taking as much damage as we'd like, and we may have to switch targets to other units so that we destroy the rest of the army first, which was originally the plan. I was just thinking maybe if all 6 units would target Noctilus, that he'd go down a little bit quicker, but he just has too much armor for regular basic crossbows to kill him with their relatively low armor-piercing missile damage. Maybe not Skaven Slave Slinger type of damage, but still a little bit too low. Alrighty, Maldwin hovers overhead, getting ready to cast another Raise Dead, but he's also going to drop down shortly and try to block some units. As we can see, we have more depth guard charging in. We're going to stop them with the Raise Dead. Maldwin gets hit in the back by Noctilus, and then drops down on the Mourngulls to protect our Sylvanian crossbows, as that's where all of our damage at this point is coming from. And there we go, and the crossbows are going to start focusing down those Mourngulls and actually separating their shots to various units between the zombies here and the Mourngulls and the Depth Guard. We need to focus these guys down now because the zombies and the Rotting Promethean gunnery mob will be killing the Konigstein Stalkers shortly, and thus they will probably charge our ranged line. Very, very close so far. The Bounce of Power is still in the enemy's favor. And while the enemy troop count is certainly dropping, so is ours, and our melee line is pretty much dead at this point. It'll be up to the Cairn Wraiths as well as the slight remaining units of skeleton spears here to hold against the depth guard. Fortunately, the Cairn Wraiths should be pretty darn decent at holding against the depth guard. Not as decent as they were once, as in when they had better physical resistance with the Ethereal, but still okay at this. I mean, they do have 55 physical resistance, if nothing else. Otherwise, it's just a matter of continuing to summon zombies, though I think we're down to 1 maybe cast left. We're starting to run out. And there we go. 1 or 2 at the very least. 1 more zombie set here to hold the Rotting Prometheans and the Mourngulls down, which means Maldwin can move away. He's pretty badly beat up, and as we can see, he's reached his healing cap, so we do have to be careful with him. As we can see, our crossbows are hitting the enemy Rotting Prometheans and the Mourngulls in the back. The Mourngulls, in fact, are now crumbling apart while they destroy our summoned zombies, and we're also firing into the backs of some of these depth guard as well as these zombie pirate gunnery mobs with handguns. Our Cairn Wraiths are holding, though just barely. They are now down to 14 units only, and holding back 2 units of depth guard from killing all of our poor Sylvanian crossbows. Maldwin moves back in and gets another Dragon Breath out on top of the depth guard, and damaging them decently, and taking about half HP of one of the units remaining. But yeah, that's certainly not going to be enough to hold the units back. There we go, another raise dead. I think that might have been the last, or at least close to it, because we need them here to hold these guys back. Caronites are down to 11 units. Our crossbows continue to fire. As we can see, the Mourngulls have died. The Rotting Prometheans now being focused down. There's still another Depth Guard unit that is still at relatively full HP here. Our doggos survived, though just barely. We'll keep them back here in case we need to send them into something. Ooh, nice shot from Noctilus right into one of our range units. And oh, no, we did have one more raised dead. There we go. That was the last. And this one will hopefully distract both the Rotting Prometheans and these Graveguard while we continue to do damage. This also, however, means that we have no more Graveguard, or no more zombies, rather. I wish we had Graveguard, to distract Noctilus with, which will allow him to take continuous shots at our range units. On top of that, several of our range units are starting to drop low in ammunition. This one in particular is at about, I don't know, 15% ammunition, so we gotta be careful there. If we run out of ammunition, we won't be able to kill Noctilus. At least I don't think so. And we still have these Graveguard and these, or Depth Guard rather, to contend with. Maldwin trying to help out with the Rotting Prometheans just to kill a few models, though it looks like they're crumbling now that he's charged, and they can back away. The enemy Depth Guard are also now getting focused down. Fortunately, they don't have shields, but they do have lots and lots of armor. I mean, Depth Guard don't have shields at all, but you know what I mean. And it looks like these guys are in critical binding as well, and are now crumbling apart. Lovely. And the Rotting Prometheans should follow shortly. Ooh. Alright, close one here, but the zombies do manage to hold just long enough for our range units to do the damage. Now, we have Cairn Wraiths fighting down to nearly the last Wraith here, down to 6. They're crumbling, but they're just barely holding on. Still 2 units of Depth Guard remaining. We're going to charge them in the back with Maldwin, and he is going to hopefully do a little bit of extra splash and armor damage here, because, well, between the Cairn Wraiths and the zombies, we won't be able to kill these guys, and we weren't really firing at them with our ranged units thus far. Otherwise, it's just Noctilus and the Depth Guard versus us. The bounce of power is still in his favor, primarily because of Noctilus himself, I would imagine. And we do have to be careful about Noctilus killing Maldwin, who is very badly beat up now, and his healing cap is at about half as well. Alright, now we switched all of our ranged fire to the enemy Depth Guard here. Our Cairn Wraiths are gone, our zombies are almost gone as well, either to die or to be unsummoned, because they're in orange now. But fortunately, it looks like 6 of these units are sufficient to destroy the Depth Guard. And by these units, I obviously mean the crossbows. Very close, though. Ooh, these guys are going to charge. But we're going to move away with skirmish mode on some units. They're going to change direction, and that should bring the rest of them down. Alright, beautiful. Now the rest of the zombies that were here are moving in to distract Noctilus briefly, but they shall be gone shortly, and once again we have no more zombies remaining. We do, however, have one summon left, and that is our second use of Transformation of Kadan. So we're going to summon our Vargul to prevent Noctilus from firing either at Maldwin or our ranged units while they continue to hit him. He's still at 75 armor, and we have no way to reduce it. I maybe could have given Maldwin the Executioner's Blade for this battle, just so that he could use Sundered Armor. Probably could have helped us pretty significantly. But then again, he also needed the magical damage. We could have given him a temporary Lichbone Pendant, I suppose, as well, to get both magical and Sundering Armor. Unless those two can't overlap, I'm not sure. I feel like they can, because magical armor isn't a contact effect, it's a damage type. So yeah, they should be able to overlap. Anyway, Noctilus may be knocking down the Vargulf, but he has no chance of killing it before it unsummons itself, as it's just too tanky and has that lovely regeneration. And he's taking damage all the while. His healing cap is also nearly at half as well. He's in critical binding and debilitated as well, and the bounce of power has finally shifted in our favor. Maldwin's still hovering around. I don't want them to land on Noctilus, and oh, Noctilus still manages to take a shot while fighting, because he summoned the units. But fortunately now he's crumbling, and Maldwin drops down to get the last hit on the enemy lord, and just like that, the battle's ours. A Pyrrhic victory, and a very close one at that, but finally the Sylvanian crossbows show their mettle. Very, very nice. Ooh. Yeah, one of the more fun battles in the recent few episodes. I love it. Well, alright, if nothing else, that was a very unusual battle. First time we've used that many Sylvanian crossbows, that's for sure. And pretty fun as well. Very, very close at the end there. Maldwin ran out of the ability to cast Raise Dead, and we could use no more zombies, but that clutch last or second transformation of Kadan there, keeping Noctilus distracted while the crossbows ripped him apart, certainly was effective. Damn, I really enjoyed that. Now, I guess we take them... No, then again, some of his army is going to be alive after this. And we'd probably want to auto-resolve. Alright, fine, dominate those captives. And he's gonna back off. Can we still reach him? By the looks of it, we can. Unlike him, we can't raise dead at sea. Oh, and he's blocking the port. Damn, I was hoping to land, raise dead, and hey, you got body counter, nice. I was hoping to land, raise dead, and do that, but oh well. You can have Brooding Horrors, because you're going to be our aerial army, yes. And, well, actually, not necessarily, but we'll see. You can also get Cattle Herder. And, ooh, you're able to get Arcane Conduit. Yeah, get that. And get that. But we might as well get Cattle Herder. Let's build an army with like 10 Sylvanian crossbows, just for the fun of it. You can destroy Lenny here. Auto-resolve that. Lovely. And you can take the 500 money. Not bad. There we go. And another buff for attrition at sea and perfect vigor. Damn, Maldwin is collecting some nice buffs. You can land at Magritta, and then we'll figure out what to do. Otherwise, we still can't raise any good dead here, unfortunately. Would have loved to get some Crypt Horrors to possibly vassalize this guy, but he's still unwilling. At 54k, he's still unwilling, eh? Minus 0.04. Damn, that's close. If we, maybe if we siege the Galleon's graveyard, or if we can get some more cash in some way. I also noticed one thing between the episodes while doing diplomacy. Aletha Nar, he's willing to just vassalize. In fact, he's willing to pay us to become our vassal, which sounds pretty good. And thus, it may signal the time for us to actually... actually vassalize all the High Elves right now. Maybe it's a good time. We're also not at war with Nagaron, interestingly enough, but I feel like if we vassalize Aletha Nar, we declare war on Nagaron, and we should probably send at least a force to help him so that he survives. Even though, well, we can't use his special Shadow Walkers, can we? Wait, let me try to find a lord here. Where are you, Nagareth? What do we have here? Shadow Walkers, Rangers. I forgot their name. The name of the unit. I don't see them here, though. Just take a look at one of his armies here. Vanola has nothing. He has no armies left. Okay, well that's a problem for him. He's probably going to lose the rest of his territories. Clark Carond is not well defended. Valzanville is not well oh, wow. Twisted Glade, of course he... Twisted Anvil. Of course he had... Dibs on the bad name. Of course he doesn't have walls here. Carond Car also doesn't have walls. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, no frickin' wonder you're dying, dude. This guy's dead, isn't he? I don't think we can reach him in time to bail him out, because Nagaron marches south. Though if we vassalize him and don't declare war on Nagaron, he would have at least a few turns of peace to recover. Of course, he wouldn't have peace from Valkia or from Siggy, who we are at war with, but that's a lot better than Nagaron taking his stuff. Yeah, I think, in fact, it would be beneficial for him to become our vassal, so I can see why he'd pay for it. Alright, well that's interesting, but let's see what else we have to do this turn. There's probably quite a bit. Now, first of all... We did want to potentially declare war on Camry and the Court of Libaras. Court of Libaras mostly, but Henry, we're right here. We can't reach the Black Pyramid, but we can reach Camry, and it is undefended. Seems like a really good time to take a tier 5 territory, and we can use it as a forward base against the Drakenhof Conclave and their massive amount of armies. I would have actually preferred to have sent Bathilda to retake Lamia, but oh well. And wait, there's no special location for vampire counts in Lamia? In Lamia, of all the places, the birthplace of vampires and the home of a lot of the most important vampires ever, does not have a special location for us. Okay. Okay, game. Maybe it's not displayed, like Nagashazar isn't displayed at all here, but it does have a thing. Maybe. Alright, well, we'll go down there in a second. Alright, let's do the... Let's do the vassalage review then.
You summon the Shadow King.
Right now.
Do you serve with the
We'll do this first.
Fate
Alright.
favors us.
We might do the other High Elves as well, but I feel like we want to declare war first and deal with some other stuff first. So, let's begin with this. First we will declare war on the Court of Libaras, which will draw Camry into the fight, which will allow Bathilda to attack it. So Peter, after the Tech Thief... No, Tech Thief is good because we're nearly done with the techs. Peter, you're going to attack Bitter Bay, we're going to declare war. We're going to draw everybody in. Lovely, nobody rebels against us. Every time I declare war, I get a little bit nervous. And you can auto-resolve this and heal yourself up. Wow, really? Really? No. No, game, no. Occupy the place. And Bitter Bay is ours, which means the entire province is ours. Honestly, if they didn't have this, I might not have declared war on them at all, but this is our province, damn it. And we're holding on to it. Alright, you hold that, while... Wallach... You are moving southward. Now, you can't really raise... I guess you could raise a Mortis Engine if we want to get a Mortis Engine here, but mainly we need Hex Wraiths and Mourngulls. But I suppose 2 Mortis Engines wouldn't go amiss either. And honestly, I'm tempted not to even use ghouls here, just zombies, treemen, and Mourngulls. Maybe. Huh. And if we use zombies, that may be a reason to actually use Waller, for example, as an actual lord. I'm trying to figure out what army he would be useful in. Though that said, without using regular skeletons, it also means that he's not nearly as advantageous as he would otherwise be. I'll think about it. Yeah, you know what, fine. Let's raise 1 Mortis Engine here. Like so, and then keep moving south. Yeah, you'll suffer attrition. We need you to take Ashridge Mountains on the way south. It's actually going to take you quite a while to get there as well. Alright, go, go, go. Can we raise any of the good stuff here? No, no Hex Wraiths, no Mourngulls, no Mortis Engines. Okay, game, okay. And we won't be using Corpse Carts with Unholy Lodestones. I guess we could get a couple Necros in this army, but they won't be able to Vanguard deploy either. Surprisingly hard to build an all-Vanguard deploying army. Come on, game. Come on. Alrighty. Vlad's good. Bathilda, not so good. We're about to attack with you, but let's move everybody else around just so that we figure out what we're doing. You've been going to Blizzard Peak, so to Blizzard Peak ye shall go. And you can auto-resolve it. I think. Yes. Occupy the place. Province is secured, and hey, free salt. And you know what? I'm not actually sure that we're keeping the places, so just put the salt for now, but don't bother with the other thing. Then Renki, we need you to move out and take out the Volary, the former home of the Fate Weaver, back in the Realms of Chaos campaign. And then you're going to lose your Corpse Cart, and we're going to get Frederick Lichmore to join you. Fare thee well to Corpse Cart. And Lichmore in here. Alright. I like how our ghouls are working together, isn't that cute? Also, you have your second Necro, yes? Alright, beautiful. They both have 2 Necros. Why am I putting 2 Necros in everything? Because more raised dead, which means, I don't know, significantly more powerful elites because they have more time to kill enemies. Well, they have massive meat shield. Now, Aldous, you need to try to go after Wulfric up north, or otherwise to either sack Doomkeep or to sack the Forbidden Citadel in 8 turns when we can redeclare war. So in that light, you're going to move up, let's say, to here. And you're going to go into raiding stance. Lovely. A little bit of cash. And Dirk, you can do the same thing. Go into raiding stance, follow Aldous along. Beautiful. And yeah, it's unfortunate that all these places are chaos corrupted, although one reason to keep Sarl encampment and Bay of Blades around is that we've vampirically corrupted it quite a lot, and we don't suffer attrition here. And it's actually kind of weird that we don't heal via raiding when in a fully vampiric territory. That really should be fixed. As in... yeah, we should definitely heal here. I get that it's an enemy territory. I think if we switch to channeling stance, we would heal, would we not? Just out of curiosity.
We are in agreement.
No. Enables replenishment in foreign territory. What the heck do you want, game? We're in a foreign territory that's partly owned by us and has 100% vampiric corruption. And we still can't heal in our own territory with channeling stance. Is it me or is the stance just straight up broken? Like, well, at least it enables replenishment thing. Or maybe I'm not understanding how it works, but this feels like exactly what it should be for. Honestly, once again, the corruption alone should do it. But whatever, not a big deal. Let's go back to raiding stance. It's not like our army is all that damaged anyway. We'll heal up. Or actually, we won't heal up. We'll just kill Wulfric and take out the Forbidden Citadel without it. And we'll be okay. We will overcome as usual. Yos, you go to Peter. And Peter's gonna run. Tech Thief, you are still annoying these guys, and you can continue annoying these guys, mostly to get them more pissed off at us so that we can... oh, actually, no. Never mind. We don't want to do that. And we don't want to do that because it pisses off Durthu and several other friendly-ish factions. Honor the ish. Yos, you are going to attack Peter. And, yes, we need to redo your war banners. Put you on the knights. There you go. Really? What the heck happened to those black coaches? Now, we are going to delete them from this army, so not a big deal, but still, damn. Kind of annoying. Alright, enemy killed in battle, enemy killed in battle, yada yada yada. Corpse guard on Holy Lodestone. No, that's not for you, my friend. You are gonna stay on your Nightmare, so that you can keep up with the knights. Also, we're going to move you in march stance right outside Ubersreich. Or in fact, into Ubersreich. Wait, would we suffer attrition here? Oh, not attrition. Would we heal here? No, but we would in Ubersreich. Yes? Yes, perfect. Alright, stay there. Heal your stupid black coaches. Now, I wanted to keep them in this army. If you're wondering why, it's because you can use single entity units like the Black Coaches to essentially blunt enemy charges, as in, you keep that at the head of a bunch of your knights, and then if they charge into an enemy formation or into other specifically into other enemy knights, which have a massive amount of charge, the enemy charge gets blunted on the Black Coach. The Black Coach survives it because it's a single entity with a lot of HP, and then your knights promptly use their charge to counter and kill the other knights. That said, we don't have a lot of room in here, and we are going to have to replace 4 units with our flying knights, and I do want to keep a decent amount of black knights around, so I'm not 100% on whether we'll be keeping those. We could take out the Mortis engines, but I also hesitate to do that. We'll see. We shall see. Otherwise, Yos Ermine. Yes, I remember you. You were headed up north to start, or continue annoying the Tong, and start raising their territories. Let's get that island first. Go for shiny boots and fresh recruits. You got favorable winds. I would have preferred materials at sea, but well. You're gonna land at the Tower of Torment. Gonna suffer a little bit of attrition. Raise it. Move on to the Port of Secrets. Maybe raise that. And, well, anything you can reach, really. And, ooh, how much value are you? 20k for sacking. Huh. It's a tier 5, eh? It probably has too good of a defense, though.
What?
Would this army be able to take it out? I'm not entirely sure. I guess we'll see. Tech Thief. You're going south. Alrighty, now who else needs to move? Oh wow, we are quickly running out of time. Bathilda, let's have you do a quick battle at Camry. We'll do this manually, because honestly I don't think they have any kind of chance here. Pyrrhic victory? Yeah, that's not... no. It's not going to be a Pyrrhic victory. Do we want to add Banner of Eternal Flame to our Death Star? Maybe. Put it on one of the black coaches. And Bathilda, you don't need this, you need this. And there we go. Screaming Banner is fine, but in fact I'm actually thinking of putting that on the Death Star. Because most of the time these guys don't actually get into the battle. And actually, I'm probably going to replace the 2 units of Black Knights in this army with more Black Coaches. If we're going all in on the Black Coach concept with Bathilda specifically, we might as well really go all in on it. Anyway, let's do this real quick. Shouldn't be too much problem. I suppose the Ushabti will be a little bit difficult to bring down with the Black Coaches in particular, but I'm sure Bathilda can handle them. They don't have any Ushabti with Great Bow, and on top of that, there are no actual... there's no garrison. Well, there is a garrison here, but there's no garrisoning army here. So yeah, I'm not worried. And oh, it's this map. This map has some blind spots, specifically here. Okay, so that's where we deploy. And no problem. As I recall, there's no towers here or here, though there are towers there. Yes? Yeah. Alrighty, so simply take you guys here. Oh, you're gonna have to watch out for Tomb Swarm, though. Whatever. You're gonna watch out for Tomb Swarm. Put you here. And hopefully you'll be out of range of the enemy. In fact, put you all the way back. We will keep the Corpse Cart with you. You know, I'm thinking about taking this Necromancer and putting him on a horse as well. And then once we have our second Necromancer, one can be on a horse and stay with the Death Star, and then one can be on the Corpse Cart and stay with the battle line. Probably the better way to do it. You guys can sort of be with the Death Star, just move in afterwards. You guys move in. Bathilda and your one so far Handmaiden until the other one gets there. Go here. Black Knights. Do we need you to do anything? Probably not. We're just not threatened enough by whatever the enemy has here. And let's go. Let's get you group 2. Let's get you group 3. Let's get you group 4. Like so. Start deployment. Alright, Death Star attack that. You head up on the walls. Oh, hello. If it isn't the Tomb Prince. Some Nehekar warriors here. And oh wow, the towers aren't even active. Alright, go, go, go. The enemy has extremely limited ranged units. And fall upon the walls, please. Kill those Nehekar warriors. And oh, look, the enemy's actually reacting. Isn't that adorable? Let's get you summoning zombies here. Climb those walls immediately, though the gate will fall very quickly, as it tends to do. And let's have you use your Black Periapt immediately. Let's also pop your Bound Spirit Leech on the Tomb Prince. And we'll do the same thing with your hero afterwards. You guys start climbing wall. And since that tower is not active, you guys group up and approach. Oh, like so. Alrighty, get ready to summon. Oh wow, that really hurt him, didn't it? Damn. Alright, well, let's get another one then. And, well, I'm actually surprised that the Tomb Guard are fighting up here, but, well, more power to them, I guess. Do this, and you. Kill Ushabti. Let's see how difficult that is for you, but we can always get off the wall and have you guys, and have Bathilda deal with the Ushabti. Actually, Ushabti are getting fairly damaged here. Nice. Do you guys want to... I was about to say, Bathilda, have you buff up. You know what? That's a good idea. Let's use your breath on the Tomb Guard up here. The Vampire, keep fighting. Nice, nothing crazy. Then what we will do is use Bathilda to land here, transfix all these Ushabti. Once they're dead, the entire enemy army is probably gone. Let's put the Cryptors in as well, apply some of that poison, as well as some of that... you know what? You can lift off. Poison and armor piercing. And how's the slow portion of this army? Yeah. Hurry up. Will the battle be over by the time they get here? Alright, seeing some Ushabti get destroyed. Some of them are also crumbling apart. Enemy's gonna move some Nehekar warriors. Ooh, nice breath just as they move in. That was pretty cool. And is the enemy Tomb King still alive? Or Tomb Prince? Or rather... I don't know, I don't see him in here. Maybe he is? Did he run away, or did he die? Maybe he died. Alrighty, well, let's start annoying the Ushabti then, which are actually crumbling apart, and that's probably unnecessary, but whatever. And these guys are just gonna stay up there and fight, ghosts? Okay. Or ghosts, zombies. Zombies aren't ghosts, people. And while we didn't need to make this a cinematic, because it's obviously too easy, we can just do pseudo-cinematic, because we don't really need to control anybody here, because the garrison's too weak anyway. Alright, these zombies are nearly done. Hey, some units moving off, but I'm sure that the Mortis engines will take care of that. And you guys can move deeper into this formation as the enemy closes the gap a little bit. Gotta be careful with our crypt cores, though, as they are a little bit more vulnerable to use another Black Periap, some more zombies here. And I'm kind of tempted to send Bathilda, or you know what, let's have you go after these Screaming Skull Catapults. But first, debuff the enemy, and cast your Spirit Leech on, well, let's say the Skeleton Archer Chariots. They have fewer enough models that they may actually be damaged by this. You guys all move in. And oh, the rest of our army is here. Black Knights, nah, let's move the Corpse Guard in, and then followed by the Grave Guard, like so and like so. You guys can go here because you could actually get damaged by the Screaming Skull Catapults. Alright, how we doing? Too bad you can't summon stuff. Let's do this. And let's speed this up a little bit. Like so. Necessary? No, not at all, but once again, just in the name of speeding the battle up a little bit. There we go. That damaged them pretty heavily. Should probably activate the tier 3 of Realm of the Dead. I also saw a unit get slightly damaged here, so let's get heals on you. Seduce, Undeath Resurgent, Spirit Leech right here. And how are you doing? I missed that spell, didn't I? Yes. Spirit Leech once again. Oh, are you in range? You are now. Alright, everybody move in. And you know what? One of the Mortis engines stay here. Oh, they summoned Dushabte here as well. Alright, well, help them out. And let's use a Enfeebling Foe on the summoned Dushabte. Nah, they're basically dead. In fact, I think the battle is just about over. Alright, keep it up, and you know what, let's separate 2 black coaches from the blob here. There are few enough enemies dead here they can chase after the chariots, though the chariots are crumbling anyway. And the battle's over now. Man, Camry was surprisingly sparsely defended. I suppose they weren't expecting us to suddenly declare war on them, mind you, but, you know. They should always expect that. 0 losses, unsurprisingly. And yeah, if we get a nice battle marker nearby, we'll replace you 2 with more black coaches, because clearly we need them. Honestly, we could even do 2 more black coaches and another Mortis engine, while the Mortis engine wouldn't be more helpful in the Death Star. What we could do is essentially now then be able to separate into several Death Stars and assault cities from several directions at once. Could also be viable. Because honestly, in this particular army, it's been a while since we've actually needed to use the Grave Guard, though that said... First of all, occupy this. Though that said... Next turn, we will presumably attack the Black Pyramid of Nagash, which will mean fighting 3 to 4 armies, so I do imagine that these guys will come in handy at that time. So that should be pretty exciting. Anyway, good job, Bathilda. You've taken the place, and Camry will not need you or you. We will, however, need the walls and the lovely gold mine. Beautiful. Alrighty, what do we have left of this turn? I would like to end the turn, if nothing else. Otto, you are... well, you have to stay here for a while. Oh, the Tech Thieves, Leopold. Yes, Leopold. Oh. You're nearly there, man. You should be able to meet Yoset Karek Asgaraz, and in fact, I think Jakob's... reinforcing units should be able to do the same. Quanrada, you're still heading out to Bathilda. Hopefully she doesn't destroy all the enemy factions by the time you're there. Assassin, you can indeed assassinate. Go after Sigurd here. Well, you know what, actually? Yes, actually go after Sigurd. Level 3. Poor guy. Good. Success. Not a critical success, but that's fine by me. Let's move the rest of the Tech Thieves. And what's the cost for stealing? 179. That's quite lovely and quite cheap. Not so great if it's a failure, though. Same with you. Oh, come on, double failures, guys. Wait, what you doing? What you doing here? Why you no try hard? And yeah, it's obviously because that the success chance reduction, but well, I guess we can move them past Fort Bergbris into more Reichland territory as well. Okay, now that that's done, several other things. Instead of building buildings, since we vassalized Nagaryth, also you, oh, you're actually very close to reaching your final destination here. In fact, did we give you your No, he did not give you your. You, my friend, can have a treasurer. Yes, it'll do basically nothing, but more money from Castle Drakenhof, even if it'll be slight. And then you, Tech Thief, you're going to Wrecker's Point, I guess, to do the same thing here. For a few more turns. There you go, and you succeeded as well. Alrighty, now that that is done, everybody's moved who needs to move, unless there was a siege that I'm forgetting about. This is what we now need to take a look at. High Elves. Ooh, wait. Yes, High Elves. I was thinking maybe we declare war on. Quick deal.
Yes?
Become vassal. Alright, so Ivres is at 4, Eatane is at 4.4, and Avalorn's at 5.2, huh. Eatane is more likely than Avalorn. That's kind of surprising, considering they're considerably stronger at strength rank 13. Interesting. How much do you want for this? 24k. Well, it's affordable. Yeah, we're doing this. Everybody, all the high elves can just join us, together with Nagrith at the same time. And yeah, I know I was gonna wait 20 turns, but we're at what? About 14 turns or something like that, unless I'm mistaken. So not a big deal. You want? Hey, you only want 15k. How much does Avalorn want?
Mistress, you have my undivided
She wants 22k. Okay, we could do Ivres last, I suppose. Ivres likes us the most, unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, let's do Avalorn.
The time is now.
And then Ivres, we will not have enough money for, right? And, oh, huh, we don't need to, because they're willing to give us money to become our vassal. Okay, that worked out. I should have actually taken a look at Tiranoc as well. They probably won't like this. I'm not entirely sure, but this causes a bunch of military alliance. But you're dead, so no dice. This probably causes a few treaties to be broken, unless I'm mistaken. Non-aggression pact, Tiranoc. Oh, it's actually sort of willing to go non-aggression pact. 4k? Yeah, sure. Why not? If we're just changing up whatever's going on with all the high elves, let's do it right now. There's no way they declare war on us, because they'd have to declare war on Eatane and Avalorn, though I suppose they could join war. And there we are. And now, that means we don't need to spend the rest of the money. Our vassal tribute has increased, but actually not by that much, by what, by about 5k, I think? We were at around 50k, now we're at 55k. And yeah, that was 5 turns earlier than I would have liked to do it, but all good. All good. They still have to take care of Ulthuan themselves. We are not at war with Nagaron, which will give these guys some time. Yeah, hopefully it'll allow us to finish up here with Rudy, and then send Rudy to help Nagareth out. If they're going to be our vassal, we might as well help them a little bit. Not that that's part of our victory condition, and frankly, if all the elves die, it doesn't really matter. Oh, but yeah, it is what it is. Alrighty, well, I believe that's it. Now we can end the turn, though we are out of time, and we are going to call the episode here. I just want to see what happens. Not to leave on a cliffhanger. Also, Broken Teeth, let's get you Foster Terror. We need growth here. We need massive amounts of growth, because it's going to take ages to get to tier 5 so that we can get the Great Halls of Nagashazar. So we'll need to do that. Also, we will need to keep an eye on the armies of Khalida, who is currently at war with, well, all of our vassals, but who are you at war with down here? You're not at war with the last defenders. You are still at war with the dwarfs, though, so probably your armies are around here. Maybe they're marching on the Drakenhof Conclave, but somehow I doubt it. Yeah, so the problem there is that they may attack Misty Mountain before it can defend itself, so we may have to try to raise a force there. We do have some nearby battle markers, though. Should be able to raise something out of something. Although, only this one, I think, is nearby, yes? Yeah. Alright, that's fine. Another commandment available in Path to the East. You can similarly foster terror. And that's it. Alrighty, so with the end of this turn, the thing I really want to see is whether Rudy gets attacked by 4 armies at once. We won't be fighting it this episode, but perhaps next time. Alright, Octic camera, why? Why? And oh, Kuga's probably gonna retake Pig Barter. I wonder if we're able to make use of the special location at Pig Barter or not. Is it every faction? I don't think so. Because I checked and Village can't make use of it, because I took Pig Barter in my Village campaign. He can't build anything there. I do wonder if the Vamps can. Alright, a raiding, Granite Spike, that's our own territory, unless I'm mistaken, but yeah, that's fine. Barrow Legion, here we go. Huh. Okay, well, nothing happened, but that could be because we're under siege. Purun, Carcassonne, Enchantress, what you want? You want us to join war against Wintertooth. We will do that. We will definitely do that, but we will do it not now. Oh, wow. Okay, I see what happened here. The armies did indeed move, but they moved this way. But they didn't attack. What the heck is going on here? What is this? What am I seeing here? Seriously, they didn't even fight, and oh no. Okay, we can't let them take Blackstone Post. Okay, Rudy, you gotta get up to Blackstone Post. I don't even care what happens to Castle Baston. We need the post. We're not joining war for another 7 or 8 turns, so just relax, relax. I do have to wonder if they're going up to our territories, though. Alrighty, ally mobilizes towards settlement Yvresse, Wargrove of Woe. Ambusher discovered. Settlement besieged Camry. Ah, trying to prevent us from healing, ain't ya? Not that we care, because we're at full HP. You should have just attacked. And to these armies against Bathilda's army. Alright, well, it may be worth fighting. It might be a fun battle. What's kind of annoying about all this, though, is that we've declared war on Camry, and these guys are probably going to take advantage of taking some of these territories away. Yeah, see, they're moving towards a bunch of them. It'll make them stronger. Hopefully they'll be willing to vassalize, because I do want access to their units, if nothing else. But we shall see. Maybe they'll become a little bit friendlier with the last defenders over time as well. Anyway, this ignored. Corpse cart for Oswald Skellan. I don't know who you are. Oh, yeah, you should actually have a corpse cart, so you're fine. Alrighty, so the one thing to check here before we call this episode is this. And I don't know. I have no words. Wait, they destroyed Castle Artois and remain quite heavily damaged. You're in march stance. Lewin's just standing there. Kemmler has put his face against the wall, pretending he doesn't see anything. Very bizarre. Very bizarre, but hopefully we will be able to reach Castle or Blackstone Post before the enemy does. We're just gonna have to move. It might mean that Kemmler and these armies attack us in the field. No, but they'd have to go past Kurun's armies. Alrighty, well, it's an interesting time here. We'll have to see whether that all works out next time, so stay tuned for plenty more, especially now that we've got more wars going. We're also going to declare war on Big Bird. Vlad's going to continue destroying Reichland. He has a date with Boris after all, unless Jos wants to do it. We'll see. Looks like Toddy, or Boris rather, wants to retake Altdorf. Although I doubt he's gonna manage that. Vlad can't reach him. But I'm sure he can reach plenty of other places. So stay tuned for all that. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.